the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today it's an AFC North matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. And here comes Ben Roethlisberger out onto the field ready to lead this Steeler offense.
And for Ben Roethlisberger, there are a lot of question marks coming into this year because he missed nearly all of 2019 with an elbow injury. And if he were younger, maybe not as many questions. But he turned 38 back in March. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers expect to see the old Ben Roethlisberger, who's thrown for over 56,000 yards in his career, leading their team.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm. Well,
absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The reception good for 7. It's third down. A 7-yard gain on the play. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
The Bengals take over first. So here are the Bengals now with a long field ahead of them. And they'll be led out by their second-year quarterback from NC State. It's Ryan Finley.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space. And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again, Finley. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. It's the fullback, 28 yards. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us to rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
Touchdown.
And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
That keeps the score. Bengals.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
At their own 25.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their defense.
Trying to forget about that pick 6 last time out. He finds an opening past the 40. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And finally brought down at the 43. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 23.
A gain of 8.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And it's 3rd down.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Steelers nothing.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll bring up fourth down as his Cincy defense stands up on third. And that went off the mark, a little late with a throw. So on fourth down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So on fourth down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This from 42 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he returns this to the 22.
Wilson on the return. The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Vince Williams on the tackle.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
Good. That keeps the score. Bengals.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Steelers take over first and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up second down.
It leads to second and 10.
Here's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Samuels. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The sack by Marcus Hunt. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And his throw here is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Johnson, incomplete. Jesse Bates on the coverage.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Play action now. Here's Finley. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. Off the right, upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
What was that, man?
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Steelers 3.
The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Now it's Wilson. Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The return man, Wilson. And a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the receiving team.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure.
It got his man complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And his throw is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver out of the backfield was Jalen Samuels. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And now it's 3rd down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye, Mike Daniels, in for the sack.
All right, partner, count with me. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Look, he had all day to throw the football and never got rid of it and allowed for the sack. That's not on the offensive line.
Broken tackle. He won't go down. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. You may hear a few words from his head coach on that decision.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't he?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. He's at the 40. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 70 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Staying on his feet, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Avery Williamson able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts. This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
And he'll get it only to about the 3 and no further as they stop him. The running play does not work from the 5 on 4th and goal. And the Steeler defense will celebrate the goal line stand. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because...
And Ben goes down in the end zone, and that'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. but I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Let's blow it up.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. And quickly they get to the line. Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 33 yards that time.
37-yard line.
Now Bernard. The big man, Tyson Alualu, there to make the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, Bernard. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. That's Vince Williams who gets the sack. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Throw right side complete to Carter. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
You don't see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you don't see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there on display. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Field goal. A 37-yard attempt.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today.
A 37-yard attempt.
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? But this one wasn't sleeping. He was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now. They stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he is going to be taken down. They got him, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to... go. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incomplete.
Encroachment, defense.
Come on, you serious, dog?
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
In his face!
Encroachment, defense.
Out of here, man!
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it with Connor. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Defense.
Let's go, come on!
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Ben to throw again. Ebron with it over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again, but it's going to be 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
No!
So that one will be accepted. So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Maybe a free play now for Roethlisberger. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside, defense.
What's the deal, dog?
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Touchdown.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not.
Chris Boswell on for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Boswell good with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the Bengals hands team. And they're going to hang on and win this game. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Here's Bernard. The 44. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run. This is Bernard. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
It's 2nd down.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Johnson, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
One last shot for Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out.
Today's final score.
Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be